What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for the FA Cup third round home match preview against Rotherham United. So we're going to crack on with this video, and we're going to start by looking at our opposition. Now, I'm aware that a lot of my subscribers are followers of Manchester City, and they're also followers of the Premier League, but you might not know too much about the Championship and lower down the leagues. I know a little bit about it, so I'm going to try and inform you as much as I can about Rotherham United and what to expect. So first up, Rotherham, they've not been in any kind of form recently, just picked up their first win in 10 games on New Year's Day with a 2-1 home win at the New York Stadium against Preston North End. I don't think that they've won all season away from home. They struggle away from home, Rotherham, and they're struggling in the Championship. They're sitting 3 points above the relegation zone. I think they was in the relegation zone before their win against Preston, so obviously they'll be delighted to have escaped from there. But basically, because they're struggling in the Championship, they've not won away from home all season. There's no expectation on them in this game. They're going up against the champions Manchester City of the Premier League, and everyone's expecting them to lose, and everyone's expecting them to get battered. So the players and everyone, they can just enjoy the occasion. That makes them very dangerous, though, because they're playing with no pressure, whereas we're playing with all the expectation and pressure on us. And they'll know that if they can put us under pressure and score first, for example, then they know that if they can sit deeper and defend properly, they can cause a lot of problems for us. And so that's what they'll be aiming for. I imagine that because they're struggling down in the Championship, that they're probably going to try and shut up shop. Let's face it, a replay for them, it's excellent. Be able to take us back to the New York Stadium, to be able to build on a result, an away result against Manchester City, to not lose the game, and be able to get a sellout at the New York Stadium, get a replay against us, and have a famous FA Cup tie on their own patch. They'll love that, and so I have a feeling that they'll be sitting deep and kind of parking the bus, 11 men behind the ball, and hoping to keep Manchester City out for 90 minutes. It is doable, although very, very difficult because Man City will be making a lot of changes. Things might not be as fluent as what we normally are, you know, in games against Liverpool where we was linking up very well because we're playing with a load of players that haven't really played with each other all season. Things will look a little bit disjointed, so they'll be able to play on that. I've had a look at their squad. I don't recognise many of their players. One player I did hear or have heard of is Billy Jones. He's a defender. He used to play for West Brom. He used to play for Preston too. Although he didn't play in their last game, I'm not too sure if he's injured, if he's suspended, or whether he's just down the pecking order and he won't feature for them. But I was just having a look at the squad. He's who I've heard of. The central midfielder, Volk, he scored a lovely free kick against Preston. I remember seeing it on the highlights that was linking it with a Roberto Carlos type finish. A nice free kick that he scored too. So I imagine from that they'll be targeting set pieces, so they'll be looking to get into attacking positions further into Manchester City's half and putting balls in, putting crosses in, putting free kicks in, putting corners in, things like that. And even if they get within shooting distance, shooting from range and long range free kicks, things like that, and trying to work Mahrez, who probably start in this game. They've also got a man up front, Michael Smith, who likes, I think he's a target man. I think I'm not a full expert, so any Rotherham fans out there, just leave in the comments below. You know, correcting me if I'm wrong with anything, but Michael Smith, I think he's a threat up front. I think he's a target man, and so yeah, they'll be looking to put balls in, basically. Vintage Championship, my opinion. Now, like I said, 21st in the Championship and struggling, so they're going to be targeting, sitting back, targeting things up front, balls up, balls into space, balls over the top, City's high line, etc, etc. We've seen it all before. The manager, Paul Warne, much loved, I think, at Rotherham, or from what I've read about him, he is anyway. And so I imagine they're a typical powerful lower league Championship into higher League One football here. So like I said, crosses are going to come in, target man, hold up play, trying to involve the wingers, trying to get balls in set pieces, things like that. You know, you've seen it with lower teams in the Premier League. You've seen teams like Burnley that have done similar tactics like that. So I'm expecting something similar. They haven't got Burnley's quality, obviously, but still, like I said, they're under no pressure. They'll go for it. Why not? I'm not too sure if they're going to go with a full-strength team or not. I imagine they will, but if they don't, I'll understand why. Like I said, their main ambition is to stay up in the Championship. They've had a terrible run over the last 10 fixtures or so until that game and win against Preston. It's given them a fighting chance, 3 points above relegation zone. You know, 3 points is a lot of points, actually, to make up in the Championship. They've got a better goal difference, I think, than Bolton, who are sitting just behind them in 22nd. So they'll know that they've got a little bit of a gap there. It's only a small gap, but a little bit of a gap there. They know that now they're under no pressure. They can go and see what happens. But it'll be interesting. I'm wondering if they're going to try and take us at our own game. I don't know if they play the passing style of football or not. I've not watched Rotherham all that much, but like I said, down in the bottom bits of the Championship, things are very nitty-gritty. I know they've done a spell in League 1 too, and I know for a fact that a lot of teams don't really play that style of football, and they tend to put balls in and sit back deeper, try and make things happen against teams that are higher up, and then going against teams that are against them. It can be quite ugly to watch. No offence, but it can be. I have watched plenty of football at the lower end of Championship and higher League 1. It can be quite ugly to watch. Entertaining, but quite ugly to watch. For Manchester City, we're going to be resting a lot of players. We had a very intense game against Liverpool. We have to be resting players. We've got a semi-final coming up on Wednesday against Burton Albion in a home match that I'm sure Manchester City will be looking to kill the tie right there and then. So we might see more first teamers, I think, in that game than what we will in this game, even though Burton's in the lower league than Rotherham, because they're in League 1 and Rotherham obviously are in the Championship. But I feel like we'll be resting players. We've got a high intensity game we've done against Liverpool. We've got a match against Wolves next Monday in the Premier League in a home game that will be a must win. Obviously all Premier League games from now on are a must win. So yeah, I have a feeling that we're going to be resting a lot of players, so expect a lot of rotation, expect a fair amount of youngsters if they're not starting to be on the bench, and expect quite a few players to be rested. We'll have a couple of players on the bench that will be able to make the difference. So I'm talking players maybe like Aguero, maybe Raheem Sterling, Sane, someone like that, be able to sit, or might even see a couple of them start. But I imagine there'll be a few changes. I don't think it'll be 11 changes, but I think it might be 8, 9, even 10 changes to the game against Liverpool, and I expect all 7 substitutes that didn't feature against Liverpool to start in this game. And there's a good chance for these players that don't really get minutes now to get minutes in this game, and if they impress in this game, they'll be able to get a start against Burton Albion too and be able to push on from there. So I'm talking players like Mahrez, I'm talking players like Ilkay Gundogan, etc, etc, who I do expect to start in this game. So team news: Manchester City, we've got no Benjamin Mendy, we've got no Bravo. I don't think Company will be risked, considering he had to come off with a little niggle injury. I've not had any updates on that, so I presume he's not injured. He just substituted himself, but he won't be starting. I don't think he'll be in the squad in this game, and I think Delph's still suspended too, so we'll probably see Zinchenko starting at left back. Now, score prediction, I'm expecting it to be quite hard work. If you remember the match that we played, I think against Oxford United back in end of August, was it September time? I think it was. I think it's September time, end of September, in the League Cup. Things looked disjointed. It took us to link up better in the second half. We ended up beating them 2-0. We're on our home patch. The Etihad pitch, very big, can be very tiring. Expect us to be able to work the ball and tire Rotherham's defence out. And Rotherham, no offence, they're sitting near the bottom of the Championship. The players aren't in wonderful form, so I'm expecting that they may be able to have a mistake or two in them that we'll be able to exploit. I think it'll be hard work. I don't think it'll be a fluent game. I don't think it'll be a classic game, but I do expect us to win, and I'd be happy with any kind of win. I think this is a good opportunity for us to try and keep a clean sheet. Like I said, they're not plagued full of pace. They're not going to run at us all that much. They're going to sit a bit deeper, so I'm confident if we can cut out our defensive mistakes, like we did against Liverpool, didn't make too many mistakes then. I'm confident that we're going up against Rotherham, not Liverpool, that we'll be able to keep that clean sheet, and I'm looking for maybe a 2 or 3-0 would be a good result in my opinion, and give us confidence going into that match against Burton on Wednesday. Yeah, I think so. I'm not expecting the attendance to be massive in this game. I don't know how many tickets have been sold, but probably like 45,000 into this game, which on a cold January Sunday, I don't think that's too bad. Everyone will be criticising, saying there's loads of empty seats, but to be fair, in the early rounds of the FA Cup, when you're going up against lower league opposition and you're going up against on cold January days, things don't tend to sell out. I won't be surprised to see other grounds probably with empty seats too. They normally rely on away teams to be able to take lots of numbers. So I think Man United's got a match against Derby County, so I imagine Derby County will be bringing absolutely thousands down to Old Trafford, so the attendance will look more packed than what it would be if, say, if they were facing I don't know, a smaller side. I'm not saying Rotherham are a smaller side, but I'm not too sure. I don't think they're going to take like 10,000, which is what I'd expect Derby to be taking to Old Trafford, for example. But I imagine, I've not actually looked how many they're taking, so please do let me know in the comments below, but I imagine it'd probably be around 4, 5, even 6,000 for Rotherham bringing to the Etihad, which I think they'll be able to create some noise and create a good atmosphere, and it'll be a good day out. So I hope everyone from Rotherham that is either going to the game or going to be watching the game, that you do thoroughly enjoy the game. The Etihad's a nice stadium, and it's it'll be a good football game. You'll be able to enjoy the day, and from my point of view personally, I hope that we win, but I hope you do go and have a good go. and hopefully be full of praises going into the analysis for this game. So let's talk about the team now. I'm going to pop up my team prediction so we can talk about that. So I've gone with Mahrez in net. Obviously, I don't think Ederson's going to start. I've gone with Walker to start in this game because he didn't start against Liverpool. I've gone for Stones and Otamendi. Otamendi didn't start, like I said. We'll have some players that start against Liverpool playing in this game. They'll have a rest against Burton, then be back for Wolves. I've gone for Zinchenko at left-back, Gundogan, De Bruyne and Foden. We've been told that De Bruyne and Foden will be starting in this game. So the only way, I imagine we'll be putting De Bruyne in his strongest position, which is sitting in that deep playmaker role. And so might push Phil Foden further up, which gives him a chance to go and grab a goal. And then Mahrez, Sane and Jesus. Jesus didn't start against Liverpool, so I think he'll start in this game. I thought Brahim Diaz would have played in this game, but Brahim Diaz set to sign for Real Madrid. I don't think he'll be playing in this. I'm not even too sure if he's even in Manchester anymore. I think he was there for the training for this game. I don't think he's there now. I think he's in Madrid to go and tie up all the loose ends on his deal. So yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to say goodbye to Brahim Diaz, which is a big shame. So, on the substitute bench, I'm not too sure. Like I said, I think we'll see some youngsters. I think we might be able to see young Grimshaw, the goalkeeper, on the bench. We might be seeing Eric Garcia. We might see Philip Sandler. We might see a couple of others too. I'm not too sure. And like I said, I think we'll be able to see a couple of the players, senior players. So, we might see Aguero, Sterling, Danilo, possibly even one of the Silvers, David or Bernardo. Bernardo ran so much, I'm not too sure I'd even put him in the squad for this game. But yeah, be able to create a bit of creativity in there. Players to make impact if they need to coming off the bench. Game, like I said, I'm just looking for a win. More importantly, I just want to avoid drawing this game or losing this game. I don't want to be knocked out of the FA Cup. Pep's never won the FA Cup. I want to win the FA Cup. We've only won it once whilst I supported City, actually, in 2011. I mean, I've supported now for how long? What? 18 years we're getting on to now. Bloody hell, we've won it once there. But yeah, I'm sure Pep will be looking to put that right. Won the League Cup. He said the FA Cup's the second biggest competition in England, so I imagine he'll be wanting to take this seriously. We'll have a strong team out. We'll want to avoid a replay. We don't want a fixture pile-up. We want to be able to concentrate on all our competitions. And like I said, on Wednesday, we'll want to win big so we can rest players going into that Carabao Cup semi-final second leg, knowing that then we've not got a fixture pile-up and we can rest players, etc, etc. So there we go. It's been the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, press the bell and put the push notifications on. My social media link, my Twitter and Instagram, they're in the description below. If you want to go and follow me on them, you can do. And I'll see you all again for the analysis tomorrow. So I'll see you then. So it's been JSGC. I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy the game. 2 PM kickoff. GMT. Stay tuned for that one and I'll have the analysis up after the game tomorrow. So I'll see you then. So it's been JSGC. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.